Sagan.
Hello everybody and welcome back. This is Hodag and we are on the Diamond Society again. I'm not sure what episode this is, but it's the next one. That's which one it is, okay? Today, as you may have remembered at the end of the last episode, I finished this little dealio here. Okay, we got something. I didn't put a roof on it yet, but that's okay. We're just getting things functional. And then I said we're going to come out here and we're going to go up here because we're trying to find an actual way up to the surface. And I said we were going to come over around here and be right up to about here. This is like Y40? Y30? Ooh. Okay, Y30. Anyway, I want to get here. Then I want to string across to that side, make my way up and around, string back across maybe, and then string back across the main chamber all the way up to the surface eventually. However, look at how difficult it was to run this way. And even if I make the walls like more wide, I'll still have to jump because there's only like one block at a time getting up. So I realized, hey, we're going to need more space. I'm going to need to expand it. And so I started to dig out a tunnel here. I started to lay down the floor. I even made the first little bridge here and then kept going all the way down to here. And we're up to about Y18 and a half. Okay. And obviously we got a bit more to go, but I wanted to get the foundation down. You know what we're going to do today? We're going to I'm going to talk you guys through how I go about building something like this. Because I realize sometimes I just spend a lot of time off camera and I build some stuff, and then there might be some people who are like, but why did you, wait, how? Why? So, you know, this bridge, a little dangerous over the lava. I thought about just making the walls of the cave here and making it look like there is no ravine. But I kind of like the fact that we can see all the different ravines. Eventually, I'll fix them all up so they look nice and, you know, match our little palette here that we're using. I got my box here that's got all of our things and stuff inside of it. And you can see I've been mining a whole crap ton as well. But that's what we're doing. Okay, so let's do this. We already did the floor. As you can see, it's just half slabs and things so that we could run, we could walk, we can do whatever. It's easy to get up and down. I got the size of the cave fairly accurate. I want to be able to run and like jump through it without hitting my head and things. So that's that. Now what we need to do is figure out what to do for the sides of the cave. And for that, we need some of this. We need our big blocks. We're going to take all of that. Don't need that. We're going to take that. We need some lanterns. How do you make lanterns again? I think it's like gold or iron, something like that. Eat a tater. Lanterns. What are lanterns under? This is the part that you get. Sandstone walls. I didn't even realize. I'm going to miss it. There it is. No. Okay, a bunch of iron nuggets and a torch. Cool. I just made all my iron into stuff, so that's going to be more difficult. There we go, and then here we go. Ooh, my gosh. That's a lot. Kind of splooged over. Let's clear out the inventory. Hey, Minecraft, enough with the booms. Okay, this is the part that you never get to see. We're going to do like a 20-minute cut, you guys, today. We're like 3.5 minutes in or something like that. And I'm going to show you, like, step by step, a little bit of all of what actually happens. Okay, no cuts, no anything, just 20 straight minutes of your Hodag right here. Okay, there we go. Now we got room for that. Put that back in there. Torches. We need torches. We already got torches. Okay, so let's do that. And let's find that. 24. Good. Yeah, we get it. Okay. So we needed that because here's what we're going to do. We could just straight up go like this with all of our different blocks. We could just straight up make a wall and then like make it around and have it perfectly lined in this path. But then you're just going to have boring walls and they're going to be right up to the path. So every once in a while, I want to do something like this. Okay, on the corners, you're going to have stalagmites and stalactites. This is supposed to be a naturally occurring wall, okay? And then we can have like, where's the rest of my big blocks? I don't need the shovel. I shouldn't need that. So let's get that down in the hot bar. Let's take those away for now. Let's get that down there. Let's get that down there. Cool. So now we can really start actually building this thing. We can do that. We can build out a little section here. Maybe a cracked brick and cracked brick there. What we're looking for is just to mix up the textures, and we're trying to mix up. You know what? I want to do this and then that there, and maybe one of those there. But that might go around and up and down and whatnot. Okay, so let's do this. Another one like that, and then trying to make it so that it kind of forms the wall of the cave naturally. This needs a lantern on it. Okay, that's how we're going to kind of light the path. Just every once in a while, especially those are going to come when we have the full blocks like this, because that's actually spawnable. And we want to try to prevent as much spawning as possible in these caves. Obviously, we can't really prevent these slime spawns unless I want to put down carpet and buttons and all that stuff. And we might do that. You know, like even little things like this. I might put down a button or something, but and I might even go as far as that back, but then just on that one part like that, you know, like the rest of it will just be normal. I'm just going to do it all in brick first, I think. And then we'll switch it up after I get it done with brick. Okay, so now we texture it. Maybe I take out this piece here and put one of those. And let's see, is that spawnable? No, it's not. It's 10. Good. Because we didn't get to the roof yet. Let's just wait a second. I'm doing this section here as the first section, but let's do a bunch like this. This is what my life is like, you guys. This is it. Not like that, though. I'm not doing that all the time. Okay. I only have one of those. Okay. No, that's actually going to need to be changed because we're getting too close to the edge. This might be torn out, you guys, because I decided when I'm making this, I want to have my nether portal down here. A good place for it would be right here, but that's already there, and I don't want to move that. So I actually thought the nether portal would we'd dig in this direction a little bit, and then we'll just have the nether portal come out, join the path in some unique kind of cool way. Maybe straight from here. This is kind of a flat little area, right? Like here-ish. And then you can run down and you'll be right inside the area here. And if it's further away, it'll keep the zombie pigmen out, which is kind of nice. And we won't hear all the sounds from our storage room, all the you know, all those sounds. All right, so we got one of those. This is looking nice, except we got a texture. Okay. Some of that. Some of this. And I can also come through later and put hard slime. Where you at, slime? As I was saying, we can come through later and put something. I don't remember what I was saying. That's what happens when I try to build and stuff at the same time. What am I missing? I'm missing some cracked. I really like the cracked block. Okay. Okay, so let's finish this little part, texture this a little bit, and then we will. That's not good. Do not waste any blocks. Thank you. Okay. I might even make it hollow behind the wall so that I can kind of walk and see what I'm doing and build easier. But, now we're getting there. Let's make this one of those. Okay, so this is kind of the wall. It's going to have little indents. It's got to have depth, okay? Whenever you're building, if you can put depth in. I know this looks a little weird. Obviously, if we're building on a giant, like, 1,000-block scale, then one little block or two, every block is a pixel. So if you're building and the pixels are bigger, you know, if you have more pixels, you can make a more detailed picture. When you're working inside of a small place like this, it looks a little strange at first, but trust me, the depth is going to be what you want because that actually makes things kind of come alive. You guys are hearing that guy, right? Where you at, slime? Oh, there you at, slime. Here, follow me. Just jump right to their death. I love it. Okay, you keep doing that. All right, get back to the wall. So yeah, what I was saying is you want depth. Okay, the next thing you want is texture. You gotta change up the colors and the stuff. You got cracked brick, we got stone brick, we got mossy cobble, we got mossy stone brick, we got cobblestone here. That's the next thing. Other than just changing up the texture, this adds to the different kind of block types and stuff. I'm not quite done with this path yet. I do think every once in a while I'm gonna put some. I'm gonna put something like that in there, or every once in a while I might basically just mess it up. Okay, people who really need everything to be perfect, this is not the best thing for you. Okay, that might not work well there exactly. We're gonna do it the old way. But when we get to the next little step up, no, I want one of those. And when we get to this next step up like here, that's when those will work better. Like that. But even that, like this, having that lowered down a little bit, that's not bad because that provides a little bit of depth as well. There's also some blocks that are not a full block like this, but we can make, we can use like over here, like this. We use this here so that we can actually go up evenly. We always want to be able so we could just run straight across. Where is this other slime that's driving me crazy? There he is. Hey guy, get down here. Dang it. Yeah, whatever. You keep splishing around up there. Anyway, so the texturing, the depth, and the colors and whatnot. At some point through here, I might run a little tiny like river out of the wall. You know, like the ones naturally occurring in the regular caves? We might put a little water that pours out and down a little bit and just falls into a pool along the side of the path. We want it to be kind of dark and spooky like the rest of our area here. Obviously our storage room's lit up, but those caves up there are very dark and spooky. We want to do that. We will put some buttons. We will put some slabs and things like this, you know? Just adds an extra level of like, you know, we have the ability to work with half pixels here, guys, or pixels that only cover part of the things. We got to use those things. At the top, let's make this actually go up and around and over. Let's do what? Sawing logs. We won't be able to prevent all the slime spawns. That's okay. We want this to be fairly big and grandiose on this side. Some parts of our cave might get a little bit claustrophobic just because we want to keep that kind of sense of depth that I talked about earlier. Do we have more? Well, we got this. Boom. But most parts of our cave are going to be... Man, see, again, I'm trying to talk while building. There. That'll work. Nothing can spawn there. Most parts of our cave will be a little bit smaller than this, size-wise. But some parts... Can't have that right across. Well, yeah, I can have that right across from the other one. What's up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Whenever you go one deep like that, you got to replace like 17 blocks in order to make it look realistic and stiff. All right, then we can build this up a little bit. I'm just doing it in stone brick at the beginning here because... Wait, I didn't need to do that. Dang it. Well, whatever. And we can make this side have 2 of them because we did that already. Oops. Okay, cool, awesome. Alright, now that's starting to look a little bit cave-like. Okay, now it might be easier for those of you building like this to just start with one like stone brick like I did. It takes a little bit of the pressure off of like really mixing up the palette and whatnot. Because then once you're done, you can just replace them a little bit easier. If you're having to switch between all the different blocks while you're building, it kind of makes it a nightmare sometimes. Let's get this back. We're going to do one there, one there. I spread this a little bit more sparsely. A little more sparingly, because that's just harder to come by. All right, and then I don't think we really need another lantern. One's going to be enough for this little section. But we do need some more depth. Now, I did talk about stalactites and stalagmites earlier. So it's fine having some every once in a while. But not too much, you know? That might have been already too much. But we did want to mess it up a little bit. And we'll add some depth here. Look at this. Look at this. It's really coming together. And we can add some depth to the ceiling too with the half slabs. Okay? No problem with that. Now this cave's starting to come together. Although we need a little bit more texture over here. Which one did I not use? I didn't use regular mossy cobble. Let's put 3 of those in there. And that slime is trying to annoy me, and it's doing a very good job of it. Alright, is there any other blocks I missed? I don't really know. Okay, we didn't really texture this part here. Or that. There we go. Maybe a little bit at the end. Now, that started to look like a cave. We could take some of this even. Ooh, we could do some regular fence posts too. Because that really messes up the color a little bit. Yeah. Now it's coming. It's a coming together. We just got to make sure that all this stays fairly spawn proof. I might even make a button, you know? Every once in a while, just put a random button if you're not sure, because that adds a little bit texture, a little bit depth, a little bit everything that we want. Let's take these out and just see how dark and spooky this really gets. And you come out. And you come out. Not bad. So the whole cave eventually will look like this. It's going to be hours of work. You guys can see it's already been about almost 20 minutes already. And this is only as far as we've gotten. Because doing this stuff really does take time, unfortunately. And I'm going to go through. I've been saving... where is it? My ores. I've been saving some gold and some iron ore, so I'll probably go through and just sprinkle that in the cave every once in a while to make it even more realistic, and I might put some lapis and stuff as well once I find it. But what I'm going to do for the rest of this episode is I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah, even that, look at that. I'm going to go ahead and finish at least a section of this, maybe all the way up past this bridge and around. I want to make it up to that ledge at least before next episode and have that be a thing. But then also put our portal. I want to put our portal in here, and I want to get that working. I don't know, as much as I can. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna come back in just a second, and I'll show you guys how much I finished in this episode at least. Okay, really quickly. I did add some vines, and I found that I got a whole bunch of cobwebs from these caves that I've been doing. So I'm gonna sprinkle those around too. Now it's starting to have some color and things, and this is gonna be awesome. Okay. All right, now I'm going to go actually do it and come back in a second. All right, are you guys ready to see it? It's been a couple hours later and a few days later, actually. Here we go. The vines have grown cobwebs. I've added string to control the cobwebs. I've even added some leaves here and there. Got a little out of control in some places. But now it's starting to feel a little bit spooky. You know, look at this cave. Ooh, that music perfectly fits. And here's how far I got. Okay, I started doing this part, as you can see, but I drilled through all the way, crossing back across the ravine, up here, all the way up to here and over our storage room, even just where we were just down there a second ago. We were right down there. That's the entrance. And so it's gotten up to here. Now the next step is to trying to think, because I want to cross the main ravine over here. See the main one? I want to cross that. And so I'm thinking of going to the right and then snaking back around left, probably going right above here so that I can get up a little bit higher before I cross that ravine. And then once I cross that ravine, we'll snake around up and basically come out of the mountain. I had to stop though, you guys. I was going to keep doing and I was going to keep going and try to finish all the way up to there with the walls and everything. But, what the heck? Oh, that's a problem.
Those slimes keep spawning there. So eventually I'm gonna have to come through and make this ravine right here all spawny proof and stuff. I'll take out all these platforms here, and I'm gonna make the walls all nice and smooth and get rid of the diorite and all that stuff. So there's a lot of decoration stuff that needs to happen. But the reason I had to stop was because I have a couple stacks of bricks and things left, but this is like between. Ooh, there's a couple more. So I got about 3 stacks of this mossy stone brick, plus a couple of those. But I'm to a point where once this is gone, I have absolutely no more vines. This is my last amount of vines right here. And then I would have nothing even to decorate them with. So it's kind of a problem. And it's, instead of like waiting around for vines to grow, oh my gosh. The only one online and I can't even eat. Look at, oh no, Gingerbread's online. Gingerbeard, sorry. This is my favorite thing. And dead. Yeah, these guys just kind of die. Anyway, I had to stop because number one, I thought this was enough. And then I was getting a little crazy trying to make it all the way back up to there. But I was going to run out of vines and stuff well before I got there anyways. In fact, believe it or not, 3 stacks of this mossy stone brick is not going to get me very far, actually. It's going to get me maybe this length down to that tunnel. And not even to the corner where we turn left. So I'm going to be growing up vines in the meanwhile. You can see down there that I've been trimming them. Some more are growing now. But look at over here. I've been cooking up netherrack and making nether bricks. Because you may have seen that I have dug out this tunnel. This is going to be our nether portal and going into our nether realm. And this is going to be all fiery death and looking like the... I'm going to try to make it look kind of cool like the nether is spreading into our world all the way up and into this hallway. And you're going to kind of climb up some steps, go into this giant portal, which is not going to look that big when it's done. I'm going to use kind of an effect... I don't know, you guys will have to visualize this with me for a second. But basically what you do is you kind of layer it. So the portal itself is probably going to look only as big as I'm outlining here in the end. But and it has to be this big though, because I'm going to be covering the sides and the top and the bottom and all of it. Well, not the bottom because they have to stand somewhere. But I'm going to be covering like a whole circle wide here with other bricks of the netherrack. We're going to have lava. We're going to have some glass panes. We're going to have some nether brick. We're going to have some magma blocks. We're going to have some fire burning. We're going to have all sorts of death and lava and stuff in this area here. And that's going to be a project in the future. But I think in order to even go on with this whole thing, we really need to get our vine farm up. So I think that might have to be next episode. But I'm not quite sure yet. I could definitely spend about 2,700 hours finishing decorating this ravine and the other one and this cave. And I want to get to some farms, guys. Okay? Because then when we're doing all this work, we can have actual stuff like being created for us while we're doing work. And that'll be pretty nice. But anyway, you guys, we're at the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Let me take my hat off for you guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked, hit the like. No, there's no like button. Hit the subscribe, comment, or there is a like button.